In 2015, the Chopperoos won their second consecutive team world title. In 2016, they are looking to back it up with a three-peat.
These guys here in Australia, I believe, are as good as any guys in the World Championship. I think the top 8 guys here are as good as the top 8 guys there.
The Chopperoos are representing Australia at the STIHL Timbersports World Championships in Stuttgart, Germany. Competing against the best STIHL Timbersports athletes in the world, can they bring home the team world title 3 years in a row?
It means a lot to compete for your country. Well, I've done it the last 2 years in a row, so to go back over there and to defend the title for a third time would be amazing.
In 2015, the Chopperoos took on arch rivals New Zealand in the final. This year, the same team is back and hungry for more. Representing Australia in the Chopperoos will be Brad DeLosa, who won the series in 2016 and earlier competed in the individual World Championships. Mitch Argent, who brought the team home with his standing block for the 2015 win. Jamie Head, the consistent all-rounder, will guide the team and take the reins as team captain. Lawrence O'Toole, who came second in Australia with 2 event wins in 2016 and a perennial performer. And Braden Meyer, who came third in 2016 and won the Australian competition in 2015. So, will the Chopperoos stand on the podium again with 3 consecutive titles? Stand by to find out. To get to the World Championships, our team have travelled from Melbourne, Australia, across the globe to Stuttgart in Germany, where they're gearing up for the event ahead. It's here at the training camp that the Chopperoos are going through their paces prior to taking on the best teams in the world for the World Championship team title.
It's hard to tell who's chopping it the best at the moment, but they're all looking good and confident that any one of them can fill those positions. Most of the other countries, they pick their teams based on the fastest time in the final, but us having such a competitive series, we decided to bring the team over and see who's going to be cutting the fastest here at this training camp and then make the choice from there. So, Jim, we had a little chat before we came away. Do you think the plan's changed at all since we've done the training camp?
No, I don't think we'll change the plan. I think the boys will all train pretty well and we might just stick with what we originally thought.
So we're going to start with you on the stock saw and Brad coming in rounds 2?
No, Brad's going to actually sit out. He's going to have a rest for round 2 and 3, then come back in on the single saw.
Excellent. And so Braden, he's going good on the underhand?
Yeah, he's going good on the underhand. He's still cutting them off pretty quick, but he's got a bit of a niggling injury. So instead of trying to get him to cut them 5 underhands, we're going to bring Lawrence in for Braden on the underhand. Braden's going to come over and sort of have a bit of a rest on the stock saw.
Yourself and Brad on the single buck?
Yeah, so I'm not real keen on single bucking, but I think in the past it's proven that 5 cuts for one man's a bit too much, so we might just come in and cut 1 round and see how that goes, and then maybe even cut another one.
And then, so Mitch is going to do all the standing blocks?
Yeah, so at this stage, as long as Mitch keeps going as good as he is, we'll just stick with him, eh?
Excellent. Sounds like a good plan.
Hopefully a winning plan.
Definitely a winning plan. I don't think the guys have got anything to worry about with the other teams. You know, they're the best of the best. the Australian competition is the most competitive competition they're going to be in their lives. So coming over here, they've just got to think about doing everything right and making sure that they perform the way they know they can.
Good Abend, good evening, Stuttgart.
For the best 16 teams, it's time to rock and roll.
I hereby declare the 2016 STIHL Timbersports World Championships in Stuttgart open!
The Porsche Arena in Stuttgart has been transformed into the ultimate showplace for the world's best sports lumberjacks. The team contest looks like this. Each team has 4 members that need to complete a relay race. The first leg is the stock saw. As soon as the cookie falls, the next man takes over on the underhand chop. Once the block has been cut through from both sides, the next man can start on the single buck. As soon as that cookie falls, the final leg can begin, the standing block chop. We start with the time trials. Only the fastest 16 teams go through. First up, Germany and Poland.
Ja gut, wir wollen natürlich als Team.
As a team, we must try to break our own national record and maybe even the 1-minute barrier.
Die Minute zu knacken vielleicht.
So let's see what happens in this first heat. Poland looking very good, and they're ahead at the stock saw, but Danny Meyer catches up for Germany, and here we go with Dirk Brown on the single buck, looking to do some damage, and it is looking very good for Germany. Dirk Brown really cutting through that first cookie there. Oh, and he's through, and we're moving on, and a good win for Germany. 59-10 is their time. Poland coming in with a 1:14.40, but we have a flag on the play, which means there was an infringement.
Team Germany, 15-second penalty. The transition between underhand and single buck was a false start.
The next time trial battle is Canada against the USA.
This year I think we got a really good team. We put the best in each event as we can.
This is the strongest team that we've ever assembled. And we've got a lot of youth on our side now too. So as we keep going, each round our team is going to get stronger and stronger.
These two teams met last year in the consolation final, and the USA won it. This time around here, let's see if Canada can come back. It's not looking good for them, and the US gets it in a 54-74, a close battle. However, every cut has to be checked by the judges before the official results can be given.
Team Canada, good cuts. Team USA, 15 seconds penalty, incomplete this stock saw.
For the Chopperoos, all their work has been done, and it's simply a chance to warm up and go through the motions. The next heat is a friendly face-off against their arch rivals, New Zealand. But this heat will be anything but friendly, with each nation looking to be the #1 seed.
We'd really like to win again, and I think we've got the team that's capable of doing it. I think we had it last year, but things didn't quite go our way with the final. But I think again we've got a good shot at it.
You know, I think New Zealand are always quite a tough competitor for ours. They've got quite a couple of little changes in their team this year, which might work, you know, for them.
In the 2015 final, both of these teams were in a neck-and-neck race with each other, Australia winning by less than a second. Interesting to note, both these teams have won this title 3 times already, and they're both extraordinarily strong.
After the time trial, the Chopperoos had the fastest time and are on top with New Zealand, Canada and the Czech Republic. The USA and Germany managed to get through to the main event despite the time penalties they incurred. So, with a time trial win, who will take on the Chopperoos in Stuttgart? And whoever wants to win the world title has got to beat this team. The Australian Chopperoos have won the last 2 years in a row, and this year their mission is to defend their title. In 2014, they beat Team Canada. In 2015, they defeated Team New Zealand by just a few tenths of a second, and it could not have been any closer. And they want to celebrate again this year, and they're off to a great start with the best time in the time trials. As of now, it's a sudden death knockout system. Head-to-head, the winner of each heat goes on to the quarterfinals. First up, it's Germany against Spain.
When you walk in and see 5,000 people standing there, you get goosebumps. But you have to blend it out so you can concentrate on the block. Because if your head's not clear, it just doesn't work.
Germany clearly with the home advantage, but it's head-to-head from now on. Only the winner goes through, and we're about to see how unpredictable STIHL Timbersports can be.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
First heat in the round of 16, Germany up against Spain. Good start on the stocks off for both of these teams, and a good transition to the underhand chop for Germany. They are in the lead. Danny Marr on the underhand chop right now. Moving to the other side of the block. Danny Marr working hard, but it looks like Spain is playing a game of catch-up here. Germany taking a long time to get through that block, and finally they do, and the transition over to the single buck is good. Dirk Brown working hard on that single buck. This is a strong discipline for Dirk as well. Oh no, look what happened here. The cookie broke off.
Yeah, I had some problems on the second side. There was a really big knot in the block. Dirk had to wait a long time before he could start. Otherwise, we'd maybe have been 5 seconds faster. But then Dirk gave everything.
Robert Ebner, the fourth man on the team, reacted with a cool head and waited until Dirk Brown reset the saw before he started to chop. Otherwise, it would have been a 15-second penalty for a false start that would have cost them the victory. Robert Ebner finishing it off for Team Germany.
That was so close to being the end of the line for Germany, but thanks to Robert Ebner for keeping a cool head, the German fans have something to cheer about as Team Germany moves on to the next round. Next, we have Team Canada taking on their opponents and good friends in Team France.
We've come over a week early and we've been training with STIHL France.
But now they're standing on opposite sides.
We'd love to take home a gold medal.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Canada versus France, fighting for a place in the quarterfinal here. Good start on the stocks off for both of these teams. Canada looking very strong. Good even start, however, on the underhand chop for both Canada and France. A little hookup by the French team, and Canada moves to the other side on underhand chop with Marcel Dupuis, this being one of his stronger disciplines there. Marcel is through, and now we go over to Scott Reed on the single buck. This is his first world championship, and he's looking very good on this discipline. Hooks up a little bit, the saw stalled, but the big man manages to keep it going and gets through, and now we go to standing block. Team France having some problems on the single buck, just can't keep that flow, however. And the final blow is coming up as Team France transfers over to the standing block. Here we go, one last blow. Great job by Canada and a new national record, 52-25.
I had a couple hits that they weren't bad, but they could have been better. So we'll just keep moving forward.
Very nervous and had a big mistake, a hang up. But for my first time on the world stage, I'm pretty jacked.
The whole team is satisfied. We're moving on forward to the next round, and I think that's the whole plan. So we're taking one race at a time.
So it's farewell to Team France.
We trained really hard on the team, and we did our best just to be here today.
Winner of the heat is Team Canada.
Next up, Sweden versus Austria.
Sweden finished 14th last year, Austria 16th, two well-matched teams as they move cleanly over to the underhand chop. But you can see here the pace is quite different for these teams compared to some of the other teams we've seen on stage today. However, Austria looking really good in the single buck, moving over to standing block. Sweden working on standing block. Wow! Sweden threw in a time of 1:03.78. Austria coming in shortly after that, 1:10.90. Sweden takes it.
Sweden.
Great Britain and Romania are next on the stage.
Good start for both of these teams. Great Britain favored in this battle here. They've got a pretty strong team this year, plenty of training going on, and so far they've got the advantage at the underhand, moving seamlessly over to the single buck. Wow, great job, and the flow is going well for Team GB today. Increasing their lead even more on single buck, moving over quickly to the standing block. One of the slightest competitors on standing block, but look at this man go. Fantastic finish, a 1:03.88, and it is precise. Romania, 1:12.44.
And the winner is Team Great Britain.
Coming up, Australia take on the Netherlands for their spot in the quarterfinals.
States the clear favorite in this one, and they are solid on the wood as they get over to the underhand chop, and they're already moving to the other side. Big man through quick, and we move over to Arden Kogar, and his discipline is absolutely that single buck. Wow, how quick is the U.S. today? They are destroying this competition at the moment, looking for an under a minute time. Will they be able to do it? It's going to be tight, and they do it in a time of 54.64. That is a fantastic time. Poland coming through in 1:18.02.
And the winner is Team USA.
So, with all the top teams going through to the next round, the pressure is on the Chopperoos to win against Belgium. With a new look team, there will be no holding back.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Next up, Team Australia, the reigning team champions against Team Belgium. Belgium might be a little bit outmatched here. Australia quick through that stock saw, moving over already onto the underhand and through. No problems for them as they step right into the single buck. A little hookup, but they've got such a lead at the moment, it's not going to make much of a difference. Plenty of support on their team, and they are through right over to the standing block chop. Boy, can anybody take down this incredibly strong Australian team? They are through in an amazing time, 52.74. Belgium still working the log on the standing block, and they finally get through in 1:14.89. Wow.
And the winner is Team Australia.
The team probably didn't click as well the way we just run it then. So we've gone back to our original team, our winning team from last year, and we've got a pretty tough opponent in Germany, and we need to put our best cut forward.
Now we move straight on to Team Czech Republic against Team Norway. The Czech Republic, one of the best teams in Europe, and both of these teams transition over to the underhand chop pretty cleanly. Czech Republic on the other side of the underhand chop, and they are through, moving straight over to the single buck. And Norway finally makes their transition to single buck. A little hookup there, and they are on the flow, but look at that. The Czech Republic with a clear lead. Jan Holub on the standing block. He switches to the other side, and now Norway, they get caught in their block. That doesn't help their time at all. The Czech Republic 1:04.11. Norway still working the standing block. Here we go. One more hookup. Oh, that's going to be a problem time. 1:11.40 for Norway, but we have a flag on the play. The judges will check all the cookies to make sure that everything is fair.
And the winner of this heat is Team Czech Republic.
Doesn't change the decision. Team Czech Republic gets through.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
The last pairing in the round of 16, Team New Zealand against Team Switzerland. New Zealand, the runners-up from last year, really want to win it this time and take the overall, and they're looking very strong this year. Jason Wynyard threw that cookie on the single buck quickly, and now over to the big man, Adam Lowe, finishing it off easily for New Zealand. 52.14, best time so far. Switzerland finishing in 1:25.58.
And the winner of this heat is Team New Zealand.
The overseas teams are all delivering times in the early 50s, while the European teams are still trying to break the magical 1 minute mark. So it looks like there are some really interesting matchups for the quarterfinals, with the Chopperoos taking on the home favourites, Germany. Next time, things are really hotting up in the Porsche Arena in Stuttgart, and the big question right now is which teams will make it through to the semi-finals.
Canada, the clear favorite in this one,
and have a chance of becoming the STIHL Timbersports Team World Champions.
Will this be a deciding factor? Jason Wynyard and Arden Kogar.
The Chopperoos are vying for their third consecutive Team World title. Can they do it?
Unbelievable. Look at how quick Australia is on that underhand chop.
Tune in next time to the original extreme sport, STIHL Timbersports.